All right, now y'all should be able to hear me. I didn't realize I didn't have sound. I'm sorry about that. All right, so we're getting ready to go right into the presentation now. Now we got sound, all right? All right, now y'all should be able to hear me. There go my sound test, so I'm going to turn that down. All right, like as I was trying to say before I didn't realize that I had sound. If you have questions, definitely leave them in the comment box on the webinar screen. The webinar screen is actually on the webinar page. So make sure that if you're on YouTube, make sure that you click that first link in that first comment that I left. Click that link so that way you can go to the webinar page and actually leave a comment that I can actually see. Okay, if you leave the comment on YouTube, I won't be able to see it. All right, so make sure y'all do that. All right, so we about to get straight into this presentation on how to start a cleaning business the right way. All right, now literally, I've been so busy, y'all, with the lead generation and everything else going on. I literally just threw this presentation together like right now for y'all. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. Always, as you know, it's going to be full of value. And even if you already started a cleaning business already, this presentation will definitely help you to go back and cross some T's and dot some I's that you might have missed. All right, so let's jump into it. All right, so the very first thing that you want to do is game plan. All right, this step right here alone is already different from what I've said in previous how to start a cleaning business videos. Okay, because as I've learned over time, you definitely want to plan and have your ducks in a row. Okay, so when you game plan, you need to ask yourself, okay, you need to start off with a quick business plan. And ask yourself, and then when I say business plan, this is a business plan for you. This isn't a business plan necessarily for the bank. You're not trying to really get a loan for a cleaning company because it doesn't take a lot of money to start a cleaning company. All right. This is a plan just for you to be able to quick reference to keep you on your game and help you know what direction you want to guide your ship. So you need to write down what is your why. Why are you starting this cleaning company? Is it just for an extra couple of dollars? Are you really trying to build a system out this thing and automate it so you can go live in Florida like I did while your company runs in Virginia? You know what I mean? Or do you want to just do some side hustle, whatever the case may be? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This presentation really isn't for the person that just want to make some extra money. This presentation is really for the person who really wants to build $1 million company, okay? If you really want to build a real big cleaning company and actually, own some wealth with your cleaning company, this is who this is really for, okay? So you need to write down your why. And if that's why, you're in the right place, all right? Also, you need to go over startup funding. How are you going to fund this cleaning business of yours? How much should it cost? You know what I mean? Put all of that in there with the startup funding. What is your desired niche? Okay, so your niche, I believe, is the correct way to say it. Are you going to go after just medical accounts? Are you going to go after just churches and schools? Do you want every single type of commercial account there is? Do you want commercial and residential? Personally, I do recommend. I always tell people. I had people ask me one time in the Clean Business Network. They asked which one is better, or which one should they strive for first. I told them, listen, if you really trying, like, depending on what your goal is, if you just trying to get it, you just want a cleaning company, I say go for all of it until you get something to stick. And then once you get one, that'll help you get leeway in the door so you can get more. But sometimes people just want to focus on one thing. So if you want to focus on one niche, focus on that one niche, okay? But figure that out. Start thinking about that. Start writing down your income projections. What do you think you can bring in? How many leads will it take you to bring in that income revenue that you plan on making? All right. So think about all of these type of things when you're game planning for your business. And then the second part of game planning is getting your team together. Okay. So you need to get you some cleaning experience. Okay. If you're going to have a cleaning company, you probably should know how to clean, right? So I know cleaning is cleaning. However, I can tell you now, just cleaning your house will not translate to actually commercial cleaning, okay? So if you're going to start a commercial cleaning business, and what we mean by commercial cleaning, for those who aren't aware, commercial cleaning is basically cleaning buildings, not residences, okay? So if you're trying to get into commercial cleaning, then you definitely want to get some experience up. So the best way to get some experience over commercial cleaning is simply go work for somebody who has a commercial cleaning company. So even if you might be a professional and you making like 50 grand a year or more, whatever the case may be, still go take that $10 an hour cleaning job real quick just to get your experience up, okay? Because as we should know, if you're into personal development like I am, a lot of times you don't always have to work for money. Sometimes you need to work for experience, okay? So I recommend that you do get some type of cleaning training. And one of the best ways to do that is go work for somebody else, okay? The next thing you want to do is get you a mentor, okay? Somebody who has already made the mistakes so you don't have to make them, okay? And you can learn from that person. My goal here is basically to be your mentor. Okay, I got over 500 free videos on YouTube that you can come to me nonstop with those questions that you have from me, and I'll be your mentor. Okay. Also, you can inbox me on Instagram. I'm usually the most responsible. Okay, so I'm at AJ Simmons on Instagram. Excuse me, at AJ Simmons online. All right, so you can hit me up there. All right, if you got any type of questions, hit me up there. But also, the person that you go to work for, whoever you decide to work for to get your experience up, that person can also be a mentor. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another free resource out there that I can throw out there just to give you a quick gem that somebody put out there in the Clean Biz Network group that I decided to share with y'all. Shout out Ms. Kim from the Clean Biz Network. She told us about SCORE. Okay, SCORE is a government organization, and that's what they do for free. Okay, it's a nonprofit, and they provide mentors. Okay, so definitely go get you a SCORE mentor. All right, in addition to me in my free videos, in addition to the person that you're going to work for. All right, then the next thing you want to do is meet a CPA. Okay, choose the CPA will help you choose the best structure for your business as far as taxes go. Okay, then when you meet with an attorney, that attorney can help you choose the best structure for your business as far as protecting your assets. Okay, so for example, if you don't own anything, then you might be okay just doing a sole proprietorship to start off and keep it simple. Okay, but if you do own a house, or you do own, whatever you might own, a boat or whatever the case may be, then you might want to separate those things from your personal, from your business rather. So that way, if you do get sued on the business end, they won't be able to come after you on the personal end. All right. So you need to be thinking about that. Meet with an attorney, meet with a CPA, then meet with a banker also. Okay. Shop around, figure out which bank you want to pick, and then build a relationship with that person once you meet with that banker. Okay, start game plan strategizing. Just get to know that person, because later on, as you build that company, you might want to go back and ask for some business funding. Okay, and it'll make that process just that much easier if you have a relationship with your banker. Okay. And then the last thing you want to meet with is an insurance broker. Okay, go ahead and get your quote out the way now. We're going to hold off on actually getting the insurance just starting off. But it's still, go ahead and get your quote now, all right? Go ahead and see how much it might cost. Tell them what you're trying to do, etc. And just talk to them, okay? Have that person on your side. And one thing I want to throw out there too, real quick, on this meeting with your team. A lot of people hold off on meeting with a CPA and meeting with an attorney because they're so afraid that they can't afford it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of the time, you could find these people and they will meet with you initially for free. Okay, so if you just want to do a quick introductory meeting with the CPA or attorney, you usually can do that for free anyway. So go ahead and set that up. Okay, go ahead and put yourself out there and go meet somebody. As a matter of fact, meet 2 or 3 of them, meet 4 or 5 of them. You know what I mean? If it's free with each one for that initial meeting, and that way you can compare and see if these people are on the same page as you. Because I remember when I first met with my first CPA, the first one, he was an older guy. He wasn't quite in tune with the newer laws. And I can tell because I was educated. Okay, so that's another thing, but I'm gonna get to that later on. But you got to educate yourself. Okay, so you need to make sure that your team is on the same page that you're on. They don't all have to know each other, but you need to know that that's who your CPA is, that's who your attorney is, et cetera, et cetera. All right. The next step that you want to do after you get your game plan together is get legal. Okay, so register your entity type. All right. Go to the Secretary of State website, and if you don't know how to do that, just simply type in the name of your state that you're in. So if you're in California, type in Secretary of State, California. Go to their website and get your entity type, whether it be an LLC, whether it be a corporation, whether it be a partnership. Again, your team, whether it be your CPA and or your attorney, can help you figure out which structure is best for you. We were discussing in the Clean Biz Network one time that, S Corp versus an LLC. And to be honest, it really is unique to your situation, okay, as far as taxes go, because, some people, it might be better to be taxed like as a pass-through entity with that LLC, while others might be better off with that S Corp, okay, and they can have some advantages there. So make sure that you're figuring out which structure is right for you before you actually go file that. Don't just jump into an LLC just because you see everybody else doing LLCs, okay? Don't just jump into a fictitious name and be a sole proprietor. And by the way, if you're going to do sole proprietor, you don't have to go to the Secretary of State website. You can usually do that through your local city or whatever the case may be, all right? But again, pick the structure that's right for you. And then next, you want to get your tax ID number, aka your employee identification number, which is EIN number or FEIN number, federal employee identification number. Okay, got 3 different names, but tax ID is what we calling it for right now. And you go to irs.gov and get that number for free. Okay, so do not pay anybody to get a tax ID for you. Okay, it's so simple. Don't worry about if I'm gonna do it wrong. Don't worry about that. Okay, if you're the type of person that thinks, well, I don't want to mess anything up, you have that type of mentality, and you can't simply go on the irs.gov and get your own tax ID number. Chances are that you're probably not going to make it as far in entrepreneurship that you probably would hope to. But again, I could be wrong, but that's just my suspicion. Okay, if you can't simply go out and register an EIN number yourself, like, come on. All right, and you just need that. That all that is your business's social security number, so to speak. So just like you have an identification number for yourself, your business need one too, because it's a separate entity. All right, the next thing you want to do is get your business bank account. Just starting off, you probably can just get a simple business checking account with a business debit card. All right, you can choose whether you want a credit union, a big bank, or a community bank. I've actually had the luxury of having all 3 different types of banks for my businesses over the years. And I'll be honest, I think each one has its pros and has its cons. I think with the credit union, you save a lot on the fees. Okay, so if you're really strapped for cash, you just want to save on as many fees as possible. The credit union is probably the best, but the only thing with the credit union, I honestly felt like just a number. And when I went to the big bank, I thought that that's exactly how I would be treated, but it was actually not true. The big bank actually treated me like an individual. They always greet me like I'm the richest business owner they have at the bank. So the big bank, I actually had a good experience. And one of the one of the pros also with the big banks is if you're going to be traveling. Okay, so initially I started off with a community bank, and I like community banks. I tell you the pro about community bank as I'm telling you the pro about the big bank. Initially, I liked the community bank was because you got, again, that peer-to-peer personal relationship with that community bank, and they're smaller, and therefore they can meet you on a personal level, and it'll be easier to get your business credit when you get ready to go back and ask for that business credit. However, what I noticed was once I began to move to Florida, and I wasn't in Virginia anymore, that community bank wasn't with me anymore. So it was a hassle trying to do certain things that I needed to do with that community bank. And that's what the other pros with a big bank is. If you're going to be traveling, most of the time those big banks will be more than just in your local area. Okay, so keep those things in mind when you're shopping around for your business account. Next thing you want to do is do a business license. All right. Now, a business license, you can either go to your city hall building if you're in a city, or I believe if you're in a county, you're probably going like a county. I don't know if that came out right, but if you're in a county and not a city, like a major city, then you're probably going to have to go to your tax collector's office. Okay, and the type of business license that you need is probably going to be a home-based business. But again, your team can help you out with those types of things. All right, or you can just call the local office that you got to register through and talk to them, and they'll help you out with that process. Okay. All right. The next thing you need to do is get prepared to be in business. All right. Get prepared to do business. All right. So even though you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are not the actual order that you need to do these things in. You just need to do these things. Okay. So the first thing I have here is to get your equipment and supplies. All right. Now, the first place I will start with getting your equipment and supplies is www.cleanbiznetwork.com. Not just because I'm the founder and I stand behind my product, but also because I have a starter kit, right? I sell starter kits, and the actual what comes in my kit is listed on my website. Okay, so even if you don't want to buy the kit from Clean Biz Network, you still can reference our list of supplies and equipment, and then try to price match and see if it's better off for you to go to a retail store or local supply distributor in your area. Okay, so that's the first thing I would start with, is getting the supplies. I know before people have asked me also, should I start looking for customers first, or should I start getting supplies first and equipment first? If you're very strapped for cash and you don't have anything to invest into your business, go ahead and start looking for customers first. Okay, but if you are, the name of this webinar is called How to Start a Cleaning Business the Right Way. So if you want to do it the right way, you definitely want to have your supplies and everything in order, so that way when the customer does come, you're ready to go. Okay, the next thing you want to do is get your marketing materials. All right, so order your business cards, order your flyers, order your brochures, or make them. Okay, you can make them as well. They have programs out here. You can print them out yourself. All right, but get those things in order, so that way, once you do get customers and leads, etc., you can have those things ready to present to those customers. All right, get your website and your social media. Somebody asked me the other day, and I appreciate her asking me that because it was right on time for this webinar. She asked me, do I think it's necessary to have a website? And I think it is necessary to have a website only because, not necessary, but it is good to have a website. And I'm going to explain why. Because online presence is now real life, okay? Y'all know I have a lead generation service. And sometimes, like when we show, like right now, I'm shorthanded. So I literally have to go in and confirm all of our leads that my cold callers make. I'm literally the one right now confirming those calls before we send them out to you to make sure that they're good leads, right? And so one time I called to confirm this appointment, and one of the appointments for the lead, she said, "Okay, what is the name of your company again?" And so when we cold call, we always just say CBN Cleaning for less confusion with my cold callers, and also I think it makes it more easier for you guys in case something gets messed up. You can go back and try to get that lead again without them knowing that it was your company. But anyway, so when she asked, she said, "Okay, what's the name of the company?" So I told her CBN. However, we're just a third-party cold caller, and we were hired by a local company in your area. So she said, "Well, what's the name of the local company?" So I told her the name of the local company, and she did a quick Google search on that company. And she said, "Well, they're not coming up in Google, so this company needs to make sure that they're licensed, bonded, and insured. And I don't just need some Joe Smo who just decided they want to start a cleaning business today coming in to clean our office." Okay, and so what that shows is customers are definitely looking to Google first. You got to think too, when you're in a new city and you want to try a new restaurant, what's the first thing you do? You go to Google and you probably look at the reviews too. Okay, so that's why it's important to have a website so that way you can rank. Okay, so if somebody search your company, your website should come up first. If you have a unique name, more than likely it's going to come up first. Okay, the other thing is you want to have social media, because if you have a Facebook page for your company, that's also going to rank first. Okay, so that's why it's important to have these things. A lot of people think that social media is, they're still not taking it serious yet. Some people think you don't need a website yet. Why you don't need it, is it a necessity? Like I said, no, you don't have to have it, but it absolutely will increase your online presence, and it will increase your chances for getting more customers and growing your company. Okay, and then also just a professional image, even with employees. If you have people working for you and they see that you guys have a real website in place, you have social media with social proof with people liking and reviewing your company, all of that helps. Okay. The next thing you want to make sure that you have is forms and contracts. All right. So make sure that you have your forms in order. Your customer service agreements. All right. What are they signing? Make sure that you have forms in order for your vendors. Okay. With your subcontractors, etc. Make sure you have your human resources documents in place. Those are the forms for your employees. All right. Whether it be W-4 forms, I-9 forms, etc. Make sure you have those things ready to go. All right. Organize in a folder so you can quickly get to them. Saved it digitally online in your computers folder so you can able to get to them and print them out when you need them. All right. And then also you want to have your government documents in order. So whether it be your business license, again, as I mentioned before, whether it be your tax ID number, save all of those things and have them in order, ready to go. All right. And then lastly, you want to set up an online accounting system. All right. This is another step that I left out in previous how to start a business, cleaning business videos. All right. You want to make sure that you have your online accounting system in place, because you need to be tracking all of your transactions and ready to go for tax time. All right. You don't have a company if you don't have your books in order. You really don't. Okay. So if you want to go in and you want to ask for business credit to go buy you a building for your company, you need to have these things in place. If you guys are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad, he teaches you that when you school and stuff, like that stuff isn't as important once you get into the real world, because the banker doesn't ask you for your report card when you go to ask for a loan. They ask you for your financial statement. Okay. How do you have a financial statement? Have an accounting system in place. Okay. And once you have use these online accounting systems like Wave and like QuickBooks, they would generate those forms for you. They have your financial statements ready for you. Okay, so make sure you have that set up and in place. I have a tutorial. It's a 4-part video series on my YouTube channel, AJ Simmons on YouTube. And I have a step-by-step on how to do Wave. Okay, I probably will make one for QuickBooks as well. All right, so make sure you get those things set up. And then preparing to do business continued, you also want to make sure that you're educating yourself. Okay, again, I can't stress enough, make sure that you know about the cleaning. Okay, even if you're going to hire subcontractors, you still want to have some knowledge, some general knowledge about the cleaning, how it works. Okay, make sure that you're educating yourself on administration as well, as far as invoicing, how to invoice if you're going to be doing it, how to deal with the hiring employees, what's the process, what's the steps, what forms do they need to be filling out, all right? All of those types of things. And then most importantly is the self-help, okay? You have to constantly be better on yourself. Look at some management courses, okay? Be watching all type of self-improvement videos, man. AJ Simmons, all right, on YouTube. I have a lot of self-help stuff up there, all right? But definitely look up leadership videos, anything that you can find to constantly better yourself. You're not going to get to the level that you're trying to get to being the same person that you were yesterday, okay? Everybody, a lot of people, we come from backgrounds where people teach us, I always been like this. It's just the way I am. I ain't never gonna change. But it's like, no, that's the wrong attitude, okay? You can't, you don't work this hard to stay the same, as Jay-Z said. You know what I mean? No, if you really want to get to that next level, well, you gotta, advance yourself. Okay. So definitely study self-help regularly and make yourself a better person so you can be a better leader and lead your company to that level that you're trying to get to. All right. Next, you want to make sure that you create your growth strategy. Okay. So you need to be looking at how will you get customers and how will you staff the accounts once you get them. Accounts is synonymous for customers in the cleaning business world. All right. So listen, how are you going to get your customers? Are you going to go to door, knocking on doors, passing out business cards, handing out your flyers? Are you going to use cold calling tactics? Excuse me. Are you going to do internet marketing? Okay. Do you know how to do it? Can you learn it? Are you going to use organic internet traffic? All right. And the difference between internet marketing and organic internet traffic is one is paid and one isn't. All right. And then also, how can you automate this? All right. So these are things that you need to be asking yourself. Because, and you might say, well, why do I need to automate it? Well, how else are you going to grow like $1 million company? You don't see these big companies going out, literally going door to door. That's why I put door to door first, because that's usually how people start. But that's definitely not how you want to end most of the time. Okay. So you need to have it to a point where you have customers coming to you. That's the same way that these big companies do. That's why I tell you guys, you don't need to buy a franchise anymore. Why are you buying a cleaning franchise? Why? Because you say, well, they're guaranteeing me customers. You can guarantee yourself some customers if you figure out how to automate leads coming to you. Okay, so that's why I'm here. That's why Clean Biz Network is here. That's why we created a masterclass. That's why I partnered up with CJ Wood, who helped me put all of this together. You see what I'm saying? Because we need you to understand that it's not always about chasing customer. No, you have a service that's needed, and you can attract people to you who need that service if you know what you're doing. All right, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So how will you staff the accounts? Will you use social media? Will you use friends and family, employment websites? How can you automate it? Okay, so again, the same way that you automating customers coming to you, you need to be automating help coming to you, whether it be, again, subcontractors or whether it be employees. How are you going to attract your help to you? How are you going to hire a team? Okay, so the same way that you automate, again, the same way that you're automating that the customers, you need to be automating employees coming to you. Somebody might say, well, how do you do that? How do you automate? We can show you that. All right. So I'm gonna keep it going. This is how you start a cleaning company the right way. This ain't just how you throw a company together. No, this is how you actually do it to build a real $1 million company. Okay. So once you get that strategy in place, actually implement your strategy. So that way you need to be having customers coming in, and you need to be having employees coming in simultaneously. Some people ask, well, what should I be doing first? Should I hire first or should I look for customers first? Both. Okay, do both. You need to have both coming in together, working in unison, and you need to figure out how to make that work. Okay, when you join Clean Biz Network, we can show you how to do that. But for now, I focus on this presentation. All right, now get insured. That's the final thing that you should do. And a lot of people are probably wondering, well, why would you wait to get insured before you actually go looking for customers? Let me explain why. I'm a big proponent of not spending money unless you have to. Okay, so if you don't have any customers yet, that means you have no revenue yet. And if you don't have any revenue yet, then I would be keeping my expenses as low as possible. Okay, that's like going to get a car note and you don't have income yet. Why would you do that? Okay, so no, I say, if you remember in the beginning of the presentation, I said, go meet with an insurance broker and get your quote. Okay, now is the time once you go out and you find customers and you have a lead and you have a customer that says, okay, we're ready to sign. The moment that you feel like you got a hot lead and they're ready to close and you're about to fill out the contract, you need to be immediately jumping on the phone or jumping online and hurry up and try to get your insurance. Okay, but I wouldn't get it before that time, only because, again, I don't want to spend money that we don't have to spend just yet. All right. So here's the insurance coverage that I recommend. I recommend that you get $1 million in liability coverage with $2 million in aggregate. What aggregate means is total for the year. Okay. So that means for one occurrence, you can get up to $1 million in coverage. And then if you have more than one occurrence, then you can have up to $2 million for that year. Okay. Then you also want, I recommend $50,000 in bond coverage. Okay. What bond covers is theft. Okay. So if it's just you cleaning and you know that you're not going to steal anything starting off, then you probably don't need the bond just yet. But once you start to hire, and I recommend hiring like ASAP from like day one, then you need to be definitely have the $50,000 bond coverage. All right. And then finally, the workers' compensation. The workers' compensation is determined by your state. Some states recommend that you have, not recommend, require that you have it immediately because of the service that we're in, while other states say, okay, well, if you got less than 3 employees, you don't need it. So check with your state and see what the working compensation laws are for your state, okay? One thing about the bond coverage too, and I was talking about not getting it until you hire. Oh, and I was saying how I recommend that you hire from day one. A lot of people say, well, how do you hire from day one? Let me tell you how you hire from day one. Stop trying to get rich off of one account. That's how you hire from day one. Okay. The same way, if you get a new account today, a new customer today, and now let's just say that new customer is $1,000 a month. Okay. If you get that new customer, why do you feel like you're entitled to that whole $1,000 a month? Like, why don't you just get that new customer that's $1,000 a month and then pay somebody else $550 to do it, and then you keep the other $450? Why can't you do it like that? I hope my math was right on that. That was simple, right? $450, right? So why is that so hard for you to do? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's new money either way. But the problem is, and again, this is why it's called How to Start a Cleaning Business the Right Way. The problem is you guys want to eat and get rich off of 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 accounts. No. Okay, it's going to take more than that. You take a little bit of each account. If you keep trying to go in every single account that you get and clean it yourself because you want a bigger check today, you're going to get trapped and you're going to get stuck and you're not going to have a system. From the very first account. Now, it's one thing if you just clean that account in the beginning because you don't have the staff yet to clean it. Okay, cover it until you get somebody to cover it. But once you hire for that, that's it. That's it, okay? And then for my people who are already in the cleaning business and you're trying to get out of the field, this is how you get out of the field. I'm going to tell you how you get out of the field. You stop, okay? You set a date and you stop, okay? And this is part of this. You got to level up, all right? You stop, just set it. That's what I did. I promise y'all, this is exactly what I did. I believe it was 23 accounts at the time. I just said, you know what? On such and such date, I don't remember what date it was, I'm not cleaning. I'm hiring somebody for this account, this account, this account, and I'm done. And that's it. And yes, my check shrunk significantly. Okay, especially since I was with a franchise at that time, and they were already taking their chunk, and some of my accounts weren't even paid off yet. So I was not making anywhere close to my gross. As a matter of fact, I think I was taking home maybe 10% at that time, and that's not great. Okay, so but I had to make that decision because I wanted to level up. So I had to take a step back so that I can go forward. So once I got out of the field, guess what I can do at that point? I couldn't do nothing but go up. I could do nothing but go up, because what happens is, let's just say we're doing 20 grand a month, right? And let's just say you're taking the whole, let's say you're taking the whole 20 grand a month, okay? Because you clean it all. That's impossible for one person to do, but I'm just using the illustration, all right? But let's just say you do 20 grand a month and you clean it all yourself. And you trying to pay all your bills, and out of that 20 grand a month, your bills is $15,000 a month. So you need that 20 grand a month, okay? Well, once you go back and you hire, and then out of that 20 grand, you decide, okay, well, I'm hiring now, and I'm only going to take home 8,000 instead of 20,000, but my bills is 15,000. How do you deal with that? How do you get out of that? I'm going to tell you how to get out of it. You set that date, you hire people and put them in there, and then you deal with it. That's it. As a boss, you deal with it and there's only some options you can do. Either you can, once you get out the field, you hurry up and get your ass out there and you hustle and sell more accounts. And when you sell, you don't clean those accounts. You put somebody in those and you take that percentage, but your money going to go up. It just ain't going to get the whole growth. Or if you don't sell your way up real quick, you can get a side job. And some people say, well, I don't like the idea of working a job if I have a company that's already paying. No, because you need that company to reinvest in itself so it can grow. That side job is temporary. And if you can overcome that little mental hiccup, you can get there. And then the last option, which really was the option that I chose, was you can say, fuck it. All right. You can say, forget the bills. I'm going to pay the important things. I'm going to pay my rent. I'm going to keep a roof over our head. I'll keep a working cell phone, and I'll make sure that we have some sort of transportation. It might not be the fanciest like it was before, but it's going to be something. And I'm going to fight through this, and I'm going to eat dirt. But when I come around, I'm going to come out on top. That's how you get out of that field if you're already in it, for those who are already in that situation and don't understand how I say hire from day one. Stop expecting the whole check. That's how you hire from day one. All right. So the best way to get all of these things is to join the Clean Biz Network Gold. Okay. A lot of these things, I have a lot of people probably watching us now who are Clean Biz Network with the basic membership. And a lot of these things that I went over aren't in that basic membership. I'm going to tell you that now, because most of this stuff is in the Clean Business Masterclass that CJ and I put together. And that's not in the basic membership. Okay. So I'm pulling up the questions now if y'all got any questions. But if you like what you heard, if you think this was something that was right for you, and you watching on the webinar page, it should have been a button that popped up at the bottom of the video, okay? Click that button. It'll take you to the sales page for the Clean Biz Network Gold membership. And that Gold membership will come with all your starter kit, okay? It'll come, we'll ship every single equipment, everything straight to you. It'll come with the masterclass. The masterclass, I'm gonna tell you the very first module of the masterclass. The very first module of the masterclass, let me get out of here. Very first module of the masterclass is going to teach you how to create a website. Okay. So when you learn how to create that website, that's step number one. So for all y'all thinking like, okay, well, I don't have a budget to hire a person to create a website for me. I don't have this. I don't have that. Listen, I'm going to show you how to create a website yourself. Okay. It's going to take you some time, but it's free and you can do it. Okay. Then we're going to teach you how to do, I'm going to show you how to do a cold call, set up a cold call service within your company. Y'all know I have a lead generation program, okay? My lead generation service runs strictly off of cold calls, okay? I hire people to make cold calls for me. They call the force right now. I had to pull up a screenshot so I'm going to go to somebody's calls right now and show y'all my people working so you can see what's going on, all right? Because it's crazy how it works. Let me see. Where is share screen? This is something that you can have going on inside your own company, okay? I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to go to my system real quick. I want y'all to see this and understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is the step that you need to have going on. We generate leads nonstop. And the same way I generate leads nonstop for people all over the country, you can do that for your company. So you can generate leads nonstop all over, like just all over your city or your cities or whatever territory that you clean. You can do that nonstop. These are people that we're working on right now. So I'm going to go to Justin Miller because that was the last person that we completed. So I'm going to go to Justin Miller's call log. All right. And you'll see actually, you know what? They're not working on Justin Miller right now. They're done with him. I want to go to somebody and show y'all. But right here, you can see the comments that they left, okay, the feedback. Every time they call, they leave feedback of what happened. I want to go to somebody that they're actually working on right now. Give me a second. Okay, so you can see so either you can join Clean Biz Network Go. And by the way, when you join Clean Biz Network Go, we're going to start you off with 2 guaranteed leads from this lead generation service anyway. Okay, so it's going to come with the equipment. It's going to come with the masterclass. It's going to come with 2 guaranteed leads. And it's going to come with the coaching group with me and CJ inside the group. So even if you have questions out after the masterclass, we'll have that for you. We'll be right there to answer for you. Ain't like we going to say the course and run, right? Or say the membership and run. We right there with you growing every step of the way, all right? So I'm coming here to see who we're working on right now so I can know who to go to for y'all. All right, look like Sam. I'm going to go to Sam. All right, so you'll be able to set this up in the masterclass for the CBN Gold members. I literally show you every single step of how I systemize this and have people working for me nonstop. And so the same way that we call a nonstop for us, we can do the same thing for you, okay? And I'm just waiting for this thing to load. So instead of you going out and searching for customers and handing out flyers and all of that, you can be going out and you can have customers coming to you versus you going out to the customers. He ain't even up here. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, this is the problem with going live, right? Things don't always go the way you want them to go, right? I'm trying to figure out where Jay at. Okay, well, where's Robbie then? You know what? They way up here. All right, but anyway, send y'all questions in while I'm trying to figure this out. All right. Shout out Miss Carlene Watson. I see you checking in. I'm gonna refresh my screen to see if any new comments coming in. Okay, we'll go to Michael. I haven't updated this because I've been busy working on these slides and giving y'all this presentation. That's what it is. So I didn't even know where it was at. So she right here. So right now you're going to be able to see her literally making these calls and logging her activity as she does it. Okay. And I'll show you exactly how to do this. Okay. So you can either pay us for our leads, and we'd be more than happy to help you, because even if you pay us for leads, it's like 5 to 10 times cheaper than going through a cleaning franchise. Or you can just join CB and Gold, and I'll show you how to do this yourself. Okay. Y'all know I cuss a lot. I tried to catch it that time. So you can see this is Robbie, one of my workers right here. This is her cursor. You see that blue right there? This is her. This is her literally doing it. Okay. So she just typed in all of that, and she's probably on the phone with somebody from this company right now, and she's making that call. So as soon as she finishes, she's going to type that in, and you're going to literally see her keys typing in the word. Okay. So, but I'm not going to wait here because I don't want people watching this to be able to steal this, the phone number from the list. All right. But anyway, that's what I got for y'all, man. If y'all got questions, definitely shoot them in. But this is what it takes right here to start a real full-fledged $1 million cleaning company. Okay. If y'all got questions, shoot them. But that's it, man. You can join us in the CB and Gold and learn all of this stuff, how to create your own website, how to systematize attracting customers to you, how to systematize attracting employees to you. I don't know anybody teaching you the employee part, honestly, but there's a way that you can automate that as well, and I go over that inside the course, okay? So let me know what y'all need. I'm here to answer questions for a second. I got a little bit of time. I'm about to turn my camera back on. All right, and I'm here. So if y'all got any questions for me, definitely shoot them in. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. Because as y'all can see, I gotta update my stuff, my lead generation. All right, so I don't think we got any more questions, man, but I appreciate every single person who attended this webinar. I know a lot of people gonna be watching the replay, so I appreciate y'all as well who came in, because I know it's daytime and a lot of y'all at y'all day jobs. But you follow these systems and you follow these rules, you join CB and Gold, and you won't have no day job, right? Honestly, you know what I mean? Honestly, and that's it. You work from home, and you can go to the grocery store when ain't nobody in there in the middle of the day. Everybody going to work and going to school and going to whatever they doing, and then you out there with all the old tired folks, and you chilling and your flip flops like I got on right now. You know what I mean? And this is how I lived before with my cleaning company, before I sold it. All right. So that's it. Y'all got any questions? Again, shoot them below. But I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. AJ Simmons.